Okay, friends, here goes. I decided to put together a video today for you, and I think the topic I settled on is we'll do a chicken update. So it's been a while since I talked about the chickens, and a lot has happened since spring, which I think was when the last video was. We had meat chickens. We did a whole round of meat chickens. Took 8 weeks. Built a chicken tractor for that is sort of, if you're curious what it looks like, I could take you over there. It's a sort of a modified Joel Salatin style chicken tractor, a little smaller, but same height. I just didn't want to have to use a dolly like he uses, so I could drag it by hand. We did 30 chickens in it. It was a little tight. If we do more, we'll have to do less next time. But we made it work through moving them multiple times a day to keep it clean enough. All right. Then, in the spring, about the same time we had the meat chickens, we also got, I believe it was 15 more egg layer chickens. Because the approximate lifespan of a layer is maybe 3 years on production. Anyway, after I believe it's 2.5 years, their egg production cuts in half, and then from there on it continues downhill until the math doesn't really work out on feeding them. So those gals will probably graduate to freezer camp. At about 2.5 years, one of our 15 hens is a rooster, as back here, making a lot of noise. We bought them sexed, but there's still a rate of error on getting hens to roosters. They are now full grown and are laying, I believe they're in like a full-blown laying mode right now, although the eggs are still a little smaller. So if you didn't know, when chickens first start laying, the eggs actually come out little mini eggs, well, about half size probably, and then they slowly increase to your normal full size, maybe large, medium to large egg in the store. I don't know where those jumbo ones come from. Since the last videos on the chicken coop, we did get a new exterior door built and put on, and I will show you that momentarily. How's that? The chicken tractor did great this year. We had our old hens in it. We have 5 of them, and they did fantastic in it. There was a little confusion when I did my last chicken tractor video. I guess I didn't explain myself very well. It is called a chicken tractor because it moves. Because if you think about a tractor, it's not really a tractor itself, but more what the tractor is pulling, whether it or operating, whether it be a brush hog or some sort of tilling machine or a manure spreader, something like that. So basically, they eat the grass and the weeds, and so they're sort of a mower. They scratch the ground, so they disturb the soil just a little bit, helps new things grow. And if you're like in a yard, it would be pulling the thatch away and exposing a little bit of soil, just enough at a really shallow till to let more seeds sprout. And then they're pooping, of course, and planting all that, gross but very nice for the soil chicken poop all over. So as we move them slowly across the yard, or as they have been here in the pasture the last few weeks, I have found with the chicken tractor, they do like the bit taller grass. Not too tall. Chickens don't like really tall grass, but just like this 6-inch tall stuff. When I pull it in there, there's a whole lot more bugs and like crickets and grasshoppers and whatever else. Almost every time when I move them forward, some chicken would be lunging for a cricket. And it was pretty interesting. So, and then they would eat a lot more of the grass down than they would in the yard where I mow. So they seem to like this quite a bit more. There's more for them to forage. Let's see, what's next? I don't know if you can see this. That there. We used to have 2 5-gallon buckets turned sideways as the egg boxes. And we were having a problem where they kept throwing all the nesting material out because I didn't have a good enough like lip on the boxes. And we're like, what are we gonna do? Figure something out. And I had this idea. I realized we had an old, that is a kitty litter box, and it works great. It has a big lip on the front. They can get in, they feel sheltered. We only had 5 hens in there, which meant that it really wasn't an issue with all right, Hank the rooster. It really wasn't an issue with needing to have 2 hens in there at once. Occasionally 2 would go in at the same time, but it's quite large, so they kind of fit, and then they sort it out. And we haven't had eggs on the ground or anything, so they're not having an issue. When we get more hens in there, if we put all the girls, the new girls and the old girls in there next year, we'll probably add a second one or come up with another solution that was just cheap and available. I apologize if the wind is messing this up. I don't have a good mic yet. I don't do enough videos to justify the cost just yet. Let's see what's next. If you have any questions about the chicken tractor, leave them in the comments. If you know me, ask. But you know, if you're not somebody who knows me in real life, if you happen to find this on YouTube, just ask any questions you got and I will absolutely answer them. If there's any other confusion about what it's for, but hopefully I got it covered there. Let's take this over to the new door. So this is our new chicken door. What was the old chicken door is still there actually, because it is mounted to in here. It's actually, you can see it right here. This gray piece. This was on the inside. It was an old doggy door on the barn here, and there's this plastic piece that slides up and down, and the plastic was getting old and fragile and starting to crack, and it was a little bit difficult to go in the coop to do it. So we made this new super predator proof door. Basically, I just used some treated 2x6 that was ripped down into 2x2 pieces and made a frame. And then this is actually deck board that I ripped to the appropriate sizes so I could use 3 of them because 2 wasn't big enough. And then I used, I don't know if you can see there, but I used Craig jig screws to screw the pieces together. I don't know if it's the strongest way to build a door, but I wanted it to sit flush and nice, and it was pretty cheap. I thought about using a piece of like heavy treated plywood, but I don't need an entire sheet of plywood, and honestly this an 8-foot deck board that I used half of was $6. So this is working great, and it's an inch thick, so any predators are gonna have a really hard time messing with it. And then just 2 hinges and this barrel latch. And I suppose if a raccoon really wanted to, it might be able to defeat the barrel latch, in which case, if that happens, I'll be upgrading something better. But for the time being, it seems to be working quite well. I really don't have any raccoons trying to get in. I think you can see scratch marks and things around the outside, but we don't have any of that. So, but I do know raccoons get into the barn occasionally, although not lately. So anyway, that's our door. And then for the moment, I slide this big cinder block into the front to keep the wind from blowing it closed, because then we have a big gust of wind, get blown closed. Want to make sure the girls can get in here at night when they want to go in for the night. At some point, I'll probably put a little hook and loop fastener on the wall here to keep it open. All right, so I think that is our October chicken update. Let's see if I can have the motivation to keep filming something new for you guys. We have lots of new stuff, lots of stuff I could talk about. I'm thinking about an orchard video. We got new fence. It's part of it. Whoa, it's crooked tripod. Anyway, yeah, we got this new fence. We've got we got cows. That was the point of the fence. So I'll have to show you the fence, tell you about it. We have 2 beef cows now. I need to go over that. It's pretty exciting. I really enjoy having them around. We don't have any other animals. Well, I mean, we have the cats, but no other farm animals for the time being. So yeah, I need to make some videos about the other stuff. All right, see you guys. See you in the next video. Stay tuned.